Ryan hit us up and said, "You said before that there are more than 2 or 3 seats at the table in college football." Yes, I have. How many programs do you think could legitimately be national title contenders at any given period? Okay, so I knew what I was going to do if I tried to do this freehand. I was going to leave a bunch of teams out. And then all the DMs and all the comment section was going to be was, what about so and so? So I will not make that mistake. I want to be clear with what I'm saying and what I have said in the past. So what I'm not saying is every team that's about to come out of my mouth could just win the title this year. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is think about a program instead of a team. A program is like a rolling 3-year snapshot at any given time, whereas the team is just that year's version of the program. That's a really good way to say it, actually. I should have done that a long time ago. So programs. If a program is operating at 90+% peak efficiency rate, knowing what it takes to contend for a national title, not necessarily win one, but TCU did this past year. So basically we're asking how many programs are capable of doing what TCU did. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. They try and lie to you all the time. They try and lie to you and say, well, if anything, the college football playoff era has proven that there are only a few seats at the table. No, it's proven the same thing that any era of college football has proven. And that's at any given time, there are only a certain amount of teams capable of winning a title. But that doesn't mean, that means teams, the ones that did the right things, they recruited right, they developed right, they stayed healthy, they got a couple of bob plays, bounce of ball plays. Yes, that's every season. 2007 is the wild outlier in the history of college football. Most of the time, when we get to November, in any year, playoff or not, you got a handful of teams that you've whittled it down to. That's college, that's sports. That's college football. That's the way it works. But we're asking any random year. Let's just pick 2028. So it's way down the road. So we don't know the specific state of a team. Which programs, if everything went right, could contend for a national title? And the answer is a ton of them. You couldn't count these on 2 hands. If you just go Power 5, and I don't know what we'll call that in 2028, Clemson, of course. Florida State, yes. I would even look at a Louisville. And if TCU can do it, then your Louisvilles and your NC States, they could have a pop year. Any given year, they could be in the discussion. North Carolina, yes. Pitt, yes. Miami, yes. Virginia Tech, not only yes, but they should be there now. Georgia Tech, if things were to change systematically, yes. As of now, no. TCU just did it. So Kansas State, yes. Texas, yes. Oklahoma State, Baylor, yes. I'm going to say Iowa State, even though most of you will just yell at me, but why not? Iowa State. West Virginia, fingers crossed. Not this year, but maybe any given year. Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. Maryland is a yes. Just because they haven't had their act together doesn't mean they couldn't. Michigan State, I believe, yes. Iowa, Wisconsin, Nebraska. You hear that? You hear that silence? They teach you not to do that, but I do it when I throw out something that I want you to think about for a second. Nebraska? I could go either way. I'm gonna write it in pencil, all lowercase. Yes. Nebraska, yes. Again, grading on the TCU 2022 curve. Yes for Nebraska. Notre Dame, you get the point here. I'm not going to go down the list. I already went down most of the list. I'm not even going to go into the SEC because we are not about to have it out on this show as to whether Kentucky could win a national championship or not. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in Kentucky fans saying, you said Maryland could. We're better than Maryland. It's about your surroundings. So anyway, I think the point is made. And the point is that if you just have minimum baselines, what is the minimum baseline you can recruit at? Fundraising, infrastructure, does geography matter? Most of the time the answer is yes. Do you have to have some of the big boys have a down year? Sometimes the answer is yes. That's why I said in a randomized year, you have Cincinnati, I didn't even mention them. UCF, yes, coming to the Big 12. So yeah, a lot of them could. And if they don't, this is the point I want to make. If they don't always fall into the trap of saying, well, looks like the system held them down. Looks like the system held them out again. No, the system didn't hold them out of anything. Now, the fact is, far more often than not, especially from that group I just read from, it is your own internal ineptitude, more times than not, that contributes to you not being where you want to be. It's not always the system. There's not always some evil guy behind the curtain pulling a lever to keep the many down for the sake of the few. It's not the way the sport works. It may look like it on the surface, but I'm just here to humbly suggest there could be other things in play.
Thanks for watching, guys. Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Make sure you like the video and please subscribe to the channel. Not just for me, that's how we keep this entire thing free.